Okay, these notes are moles and mass. So we're not going to deal with particles right now. We're going to actually be dealing with the other half of the mole bridge. Okay, in an equation, the coefficient represent moles. So here we've got a 2, nothing means 1, and another 2. So if we look at this, 2H2 plus O2 yields 2H2O actually means 2 moles of hydrogen plus 1 mole of oxygen will give you 2 moles of water. Now, I don't know about you, but I've never seen a measuring instrument that actually measures out moles. So we can't do it. So since we can't measure out moles directly, we need to convert to mass. And we do this by using the molar mass of a substance. Excuse me, of a substance. Okay, so let's look at this first example. Now, before we can proceed with the problem, we need to figure out the molar mass of NaCl. So, 1 mole of NaCl equals, well, let's see. We've got sodium, which is 22.99, plus chlorine, which is 35.45. And when we add that up, we get 58.44 grams. Okay? Ew, that doesn't look right. Okay. So, that's the molar mass. We're going to use that conversion factor in our problem. Once again, we have to use picket fence. So we're going to start out with 1.5 moles of NaCl. Write our little picket fence. Now, we have moles on top, so we got to have moles on bottom to get rid of moles. So this 1 mole of NaCl goes at the bottom. I don't know why my pen's doing this. Oh well. Okay. Now, that means the gram part goes on top. So 58.44 grams. And this way, our moles of NaCl cancel out, and we're left with just grams. Now, of course, this is a multiplication problem. So 1.50 times 58.44 gives us 87.7 grams of NaCl. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so let's try this one. Now, once again, let me move this down a little bit. We need to get the molar mass of ammonium sulfide. So, 1 mole of NH4 2S equals. Now, we're going to add up an N, 4 H's, and multiply that by 2, or you can do 2 N's. See, this is either 2 N's, you can do it on different ways. You can do, I've got some kids that do an N plus 4 H's, and then multiply that by 2, and then add the S in, or you can do 2 N's and 2 times 4, which is 8 H's, and then add the S in. Doesn't matter how you get it, as long as you get the correct answer. And this is 68.61 grams. Okay, so we're going to take 0.587 moles of NH4(2S). Now, once again, moles are on top, so moles have to go down on the bottom. So 1 mole NH4(2S). And then we're going to put on here 68.61 grams of NH4(2S). Once again, this is a multiplication problem, and when you multiply this through, you get 40.0 grams. Now, remember, we're doing sig figs. So you look at the problem. Okay? You're given 3 sig figs here, so your answer has to have 3 sig figs. Okay, let's try another one. This time we're looking for moles, and we've got grams. We still need 1 mole of CO2. Now, when we add up a carbon and 2 oxygens, okay, we get 44.01 grams. Okay, so we're going to start out with 12.5 grams of CO2. Remember, you always start with what you're given. Now, we already have grams on top. So at this point in time, our grams have to go on bottom, while our moles go on top. And this way we can get grams of CO2 to cancel, and we're left with moles. Now this is a division problem. This is actually 12.5 divided by 44.01. And when you do that one, you get 0.284 moles of CO2. Okay? Okay, let's try the last one. This time we have 735 grams of AgNO3. So we have to find out what 1 mole of AgNO3 is. And when you add up an Ag plus an N plus 3 O's, you get 169.88 grams. Okay, so we're going to start out with 735 grams of AgNO3. Write our picket fence. We're going to put the mass on the bottom. So 169.88 grams of AgNO3 and 1 mole of AgNO3. This way we get rid of grams and we're left with just moles. And this is a division problem, so it's 635 divided by 169.88. And when you do that division, you get 4.33 moles of AgNO3. Cool. Okay, so on this one I'm actually going to show you the other half of the mole bridge. We're going to put the mole over here on the right hand side. I'm going to move it over a little bit. Yeah, there we go. And then we're going to put mass over here. Now mass is always in grams. So if you're ever given a mass, say in kilograms or milligrams or centigrams or anything else that's not grams, you actually have to convert it to grams before you start to do the problem. Okay, now if you notice, the first two problems we were going from moles, we were given moles and we wanted grams. And we multiplied by the molar mass, doing that. The second two problems, we were given a mass and we had to find moles. So we were going from moles to mass and we divided by molar mass. Okay, so this is a really good thing to have handy. Okay, and obviously when you multiply it goes on top, the molar mass goes on top, so the grams, and I'll put this, well, we won't put grams on there, but the grams goes on top, and when you're dividing by it, the grams goes on bottom. Okay, so hopefully you understood that. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.